Welcome back to Miss B Biology, and today I'll be focusing on infection and response, but only viral infections. So ensure you have your writing book and your pen. Ensure that you're looking for common exam questions. Make note of these questions. At the end of the presentation, ensure you know what is a communicable disease. You are able to answer questions about TMV, measles, and HIV. So let us begin. Okay, so what is a communicable disease? This is a common exam question, usually valuing 2 marks. To get the 2 marks, you need to say that it is a disease caused by a pathogen, that's 1 mark, and can be passed from one person to another. That's where you'll get the 2nd mark. Please write down this question and write the answer for me. Are you able to define pathogen and list examples? Pathogens are microorganisms that causes disease, and examples now would be bacteria, viruses, protists, and fungi. Here is another common exam question. Why do we feel ill when we have an infectious disease? This is because microbes reproduce quickly, produce toxins, and damage cells. All right, ensure you write down this question, write down the answers also. Okay, so let us go into tubercle mosaic virus, also called TMV. So first of all, you need to know that TMV is a virus, right? It is a pathogen that affects plants such as tomatoes and tobacco. Mode of transmission, meaning how can it be passed from one plant to another? 1. When infected leaves rub against a leaf of a healthy plant, or when contaminated tools are used, or if workers whose hands become contaminated with TMV go on now to touch healthy plants. These are the different ways in which TMV can be passed from one plant to another. Okay, let us now talk about the signs or the symptom of TMV. So look at the leaf on the screen. If a plant is infected with TMV, you'll notice a pattern of discoloration on the leaf, and this is because the TMV is destroying the cells of the plant. I want you to write down this point now. TMV causes destruction of chloroplast, resulting in stunted growth of plants. Right? So I want you to think now, what is the function of chloroplast? When you looked at this topic, when you were looking at cells, we looked at all the functions of the organelles, and chloroplast was one. What is the function of chloroplast? Think about that. So there is a common question coming up, and this question is usually about how TMV affects the growth of plants. All right, so remember in the previous slide I said to you that TMV destroys chloroplast. And remember, chloroplast is the site for photosynthesis. So if the site is destroyed or is being destroyed, then we know that less glucose would be made. All right, so let's look at it. So if we have less chloroplast, we're moving from 4 to 2, it means that less chlorophyll, which is the green pigment, would be found in the plants. Less light would then be absorbed because remember, chlorophyll absorbs light for photosynthesis. And if less light is absorbed, less photosynthesis is taking place, it means that less glucose is made. Glucose is involved in the production of amino acids, and amino acids make proteins, and protein is responsible for growth. So write down this question for me, please, everybody. Why does TMV affect the growth of plants? So let's go through the answer. TMV causes the destruction of chloroplast, which reduce chlorophyll. Less light is then absorbed for photosynthesis, resulting in less glucose being produced. This causes less protein to be made for growth. Ensure you have this question written down and the answer. How to control the spread of TMV? So one, there is no cure for TMV. or there is no treatment. But farmers can grow plants that are TMV resistant and also practice good field hygiene. Remember, we spoke about how the TMV can be transmitted from one plant to another. If tools are contaminated and they're not sterilized or cleaned before being used on healthy plants, then it can be passed on like that. So we need to practice good field hygiene. So it is quiz time. Let us see how much you remember from what we spoke about just now. All right, so our first question. What is a communicable disease? Is it an inherited disease or a disease caused by pathogen and can be passed from one person to another? Or is it a disease that has no cure? Very good. It is a disease caused by pathogen and can be passed from one person to another. What is a pathogen? Is it a type of disease, a type of organism, or a disease-causing organism? Yes, it is a disease-causing organism. List examples of pathogens: viruses, bacteria, fungi, and protists, or animals, plants, and people, or mosquitoes. Very good. Viruses, bacteria, fungi, and protists. Next question. Why do we feel ill when we have an infectious disease? Is it because microbes reproduce quickly, or because microbes produce toxins, or because microbes damage cells, or all of the above? Definitely all of the above. What type of pathogen is TMV? Is it a bacteria, virus, or fungus? Virus, very good. Which organelle is destroyed by TMV? Mitochondria, ribosomes, or chloroplast? It is definitely the chloroplast. Very good. Name the green pigment found inside the chloroplast. Algae, chlorophyll, chloroform. Very good. Chlorophyll. Big question. Why does TMV affect the growth of plants? And try to answer this before I put the answer up. Very good. So TMV causes the destruction of chloroplast, which reduces chlorophyll. So less light is then absorbed for photosynthesis, resulting in less glucose being produced, and this causes less protein for growth to be made. All right, very good. All right, so let us now go on to talk about measles. First of all, measles is caused by a virus, and there is a common exam question, usually valuing 2 marks. How is measles spread? So 1, it is spread by inhalation of virus in droplets from coughs or sneeze. So if someone is infected with measles and they cough or they sneeze without covering, usually droplets are released from their nose or from their mouth, and the virus will be found in this droplet. If someone who is not infected now go on to inhale these droplets with the virus, that is how they become infected with the measles virus. Okay, so you need to write down these 2 points to get the 2 marks. So it's not just inhalation of droplets. You must say that virus is found in the droplets and the droplets came about from coughs or sneeze. Signs and symptoms of measles: fever and red rash on the skin. And how do we control the spread now of measles? It's isolation to stop the spread, and there is no treatment for it. Alright, so let's quickly talk about HIV. HIV, which may cause AIDS, and here are the mode of transmission. So 1, direct sexual contact and exchange of body fluids such as blood. Drug users sharing needles, or from unscreened blood for transfusion. Next one, it can also be passed from mother to child in breast milk. Make sure you're making a bit of notes, guys. Sign/symptom. So a mild flu-like illness to begin with. And please note that HIV, they attack our white blood cells. Do you remember the function of the white blood cells? Yes, they are responsible for killing pathogen. So if HIV attacks the white blood cell, it means that your immune system will be damaged. Okay, how to control the spread of HIV? So one, using condoms. Students, please do not write using protection. You'll not get marked for saying protection. Make sure you write the word condoms. Not sharing needles, screen blood used for transfusion, and HIV positive mothers bottle feed their children instead of breastfeeding. Okay? Quiz time, and this time it is true or false. Very, very quickly. First one, all diseases are classified as communicable. True or false? False. TMV in plants causes photosynthesis to decrease. True. Measles is caused by bacteria. False. Fever and red rash are signs of measles. True. HIV is a disease. That's false. HIV is a virus. HIV attacks white blood cells. True. Viruses and bacteria are examples of pathogens. True. A vaccine is a treatment for many diseases. That's false. Vaccine is not a treatment. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have learned a lot from this presentation, and I hope that your knowledge about infectious disease, viral disease to be exact, is way better. All right, bye-bye.